Hello, good evening po.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sir Hans.
Good evening po. You're doing good, ma. Nararating ko lang.
Okay. Shall I introduce Mr. Aaron? Okay. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to our Comsopil Board of Director, BP Education, the man of the hour, the one who worked hard and working hard these days, Mr. Aaron Basses, in his welcome speech. Good evening, Mr. Aaron.
Good evening, everyone. Our my fellow panelists. This is Toastmaster.
Sir Aaron, excuse me. You are not audible.
I'm not audible. How about this one?
Your volume is very low. Maybe remove
Very low.
the headset.
Remove one. Is that already enough? For a while. Let me use. Is my audio now good, Sir Hans?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. So without further, let me continue. Welcome to our second webinar session of Comsopil's Leadership Series. Our series entitled tonight is Developing Successful Interpersonal Skills. Beforehand, let me first acknowledge the presence of our Chairman of the Board of Trustees for Comsopil, Sir Wanichi Ulanday. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Also, thank you very much, sir. Also to acknowledge our distinguished guest for tonight, Toastmaster Brian Joshua Jimenez, our Area 22 Director of Toastmaster International. Good evening, sir. And of course, one of the hosts, our lively host, Ma'am Remedios Pigao, our Assistant Public Relations Officer of Comsopil 2020. And of course, our ever dynamic, of course, our beloved Public Relations Officer, Mr. Hans Ping. Yes, tonight, once more, we will be hearing a very exciting series on leadership. And I believe that it is very important for all of us, Comsopilians, and even those who are out there, guests for tonight, to hear and be excited to hear from a young person, Mr. Brian Joseph Jimenez, talk about interpersonal skills. It's very important as a Filipino community organization to learn this skill. So without further ado, I would like to welcome all of you. Be excited. Prepare your questions. Prepare your also your snacks. If you're not your video panel is not seen, you could snack a little bit, although you're not seen. And here, the most important here is just listen and understand. Thank you very much, and good evening. Thank you, Ma'am Remy. Back to you. Ma'am Remy, can you please
unmute your mic?
Unmute your mic.
Okay, thank you. Now let me give you our very significant gentlemanly community of Society of Comsopil. Guess who? Sir Wanichi, Sir Marcelino Wanichi Olanday Sr. Okay, in his message to all of us. Sir Wanichi.
Thank you, Ma'am Remy. To our resource speaker, TM Brian, our Board of Trustees, my fellow Board of Trustees, the Board of Directors in Riyadh and Kobar chapters, our instructors and assistant instructors of both chapters, support staff and volunteers, Magandang gabi po at welcome po sa ating pangalawang webinar. I also want to welcome the participants from the Philippines. Meron pong taga DepEd at ang ating former Board of Director Nestor Malsi. Also another former Board of Director ngayon ay nasa UAE. And also our former Board of Director na nandito pa sa Riyadh, Mr. Eckhart Gayeta. And for those who attended last Friday's webinar, you may already heard what I'm about to say, but I will repeat again for the sake of those who are new to ComSoFil or just joined us and whom did not join last Friday. The Board of Trustees has revived this yearly training in cooperation with our very own Toastmasters Club, our Toast of ComSoFil. This yearly training is envisioned and developed for the society's officers, instructors, staff, and volunteers to ensure that they have the requisite and necessary leadership skills and communication skills in order to stay focused with the society's mission and vision, and for our officers, instructors, and volunteers to be reminded to serve our members with the highest standard of community service and to maintain efficiency in the operation or the operational aspect of the society. And of course, we also open this webinar, our training, our leadership series, to all our members and also for non-members also as well, because we want to share to you our programs that we in ComSoFil not only give trainings mga skills, but also for our leadership skills, communication skills, at para po sa ating mga officers po ito so that they can serve us well. So thank you po, and we hope that you enjoy our webinar. Ma'am Remy?
Thank you, Sir Wanichi. And now, before giving me the pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, I'd like to tell all our attendees over there, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seat. Please feel comfortable and get ready everything that you want to get ready, because we have our keynote speaker now. And let me have this pleasure to introduce him. He is an Area 22 Director, 2020 and 2021. Club Coach, PSU Falcons TMC. IPP of Mabuhay TMC. Past Division B Public Relations. Manager, BY2 2018 to 2019. Served as Chief Judge from various speech club contests. Speech contest winnings, oh no. Division B, third place winner, year 2018-2019. And Area 22, first place winner. And Club PRTC, first place winner, 2018-2019. Club Mabuhay, first place winner, 2019-2020. May ko mabuhay, ha? Area 22, second place winner, 2019 to 2020. And our target speaker from this club level area, level and district level semifinals, 2018 and 2019. And presently working in Ministry of Defense and Aviation Engineering Works Department. Oh no. And pleasure, and I am really honored to introduce to you our keynote speaker of tonight, Brian Joshua Jimenez.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Majus Spiegel and ComSoFilian. Yes, first I would like to say to ComSoFil, thank you, because of not only the honor of giving me the opportunity to speak in front of all ComSoFil, Board of Trustees, leaders and members, but also the agony of the anxiousness and donation I have endured at the thought of giving this talk, but that pushed me for the unscheduled fasting for my lunch and my dinner. So in case that I'm not in the picture, I am actually eating. I guess it is a win-win situation for my body fat that's compounded during the COVID days. Now, all I have to do is to take a deep breath and convince myself that I'm the largest conference of concert field with 25 million attendees. And I'm seeing you are now live in Facebook. I actually turned on my other PC so I can see myself if I am looking handsome here. Giving a talk to one of the most awarded and reputable organization in the Middle East is a great responsibility and credit to all of us as a Toastmaster and public speakers. So once again, thank you to Toastmaster Juanichi, Toastmaster Hans Winter, Board of Trustees, leaders, members of ComSoFil, from DepEd, from the Philippines. Wow, that's too late there. From the UAE. Good evening, magandang gabi, and assalamualaikum to everyone. I would like to ask first, do we have any guests in this virtual room?
Yes, we have. Yes, we do.
Lahat,
Yes.
halos lahat, I guess.
Wow, lahat ng guests.
It's a mixture of ComSoFilians and non-ComSoFilians.
Yes.
Perfect.
All
Okay.
We are
walks of
now
life.
there are now 32 participants in this webinar.
Welcome to the 32 million viewers that we have.
32.
Okay. I'm not a typical speaker that you will see that's very serious. So I would love to see everyone to smile, to laugh. Because in these virtual meetings, sometimes, you know, the human connections being lost. So I wanted to see all of you. So thank you for turning on your video so I can see your reaction of your faces. Thank you, Ma'am Remedios. And long time to see one of the
You're welcome.
members. Thank you. Good to
Yes.
see you, ma'am. So just like what Ma'am Toastmaster Medjas and Concepcion Medjas Pigaw have said, that I am Toastmaster Brian Joshua Jimenez. So I would like to say to everyone, so are you ready?
We
Yes, we
are.
Okay, so let me share my screen. 1 second.
Ms. TM Brian, would you like me to allow all the attendees to join to allow them to talk, or later?
Later on, sir. Yes. Okay. Mr. Wanichi for being our Zoom master. So once again, allow me to say this in Tagalog. ComSoFil, game ka na ba?
Game na!
Okay, I have a sound effect here. Just to set the mood of everyone, I hope you will like the sound effect. I love Chris Aquino actually. Okay. So, for all of you guys, are you familiar with this series? If you can, Toastmaster Wanichi, if you can allow them to speak, or I don't know how you can see them, but if there's someone who would like to raise their hands, and if we do have participation, that will be really, really great. So are you guys familiar with this series, or do you recognize these characters?
You can raise your hand.
Are you familiar with these guys? Two handsome guys.
Okay, Ma'am Emma. Sorry, Mr. Frederick has raised his hand.
Mr. Frederick, yes.
Mr. Frederick, go ahead.
Batong series na to? TV series.
Prison Break.
Yes, definitely Prison Break. So if you guys are familiar with Prison Break, I totally love this. My friend actually said that this is really a good film, but I did not watch it during the season 1 or season 2 because I said this is a series, so I might get addicted. So I said no. But during the time that I was transferred to a different location, I had nothing to do. So I watched this, and in just like a couple of weeks, I finished all of it. So are we familiar? So how many series does Prison Break has? Familiar po ba tayo ilang series meron sila?
Sino ang gusto mag-raise ng hands?
Yes.
Si Mr. Frederick again, or I think kanina meron ako si Mr. Ed, nag-raise ang hand kanina.
Yes, Sir Ed.
Ed Paradiso, go ahead.
Prison Break. So if you are one of the fanatic of Prison Break, so how many series do we have for this?
Sir, if I'm not mistaken, it is 5 seasons.
Perfect. Yes. Kamsa. That's correct. Now let's see the next photo. This one. I love this. I'm super addicted to this. So who among of you familiar with these two characters and from what episode? Or, you know, like
Anyone who wants to raise their hand with their virtual hand?
Sir Ed? Is that correct?
That's Game of Thrones.
Yes, GOT. All right. So I'm one of the fanatics of GOT. And sobrang fanatic ako. And I even subscribe to Weibo, if you're familiar with Weibo app. It's actually synchronized with American TV series. So once it has been released in America, definitely you can see that in Weibo. Here in Riyadh, that will be filmed at around 5 a.m. So when they actually film it, show it in America, definitely it's going to be 5 a.m. here. I have to wake up just to make sure that I'm really updated with GOT. That's how I'm addicted to the Game of Thrones. So how many series do we have in Game of Thrones? For all those fanatics of GOT.
Anyone?
Chance no. And
Raise your hand.
yeah,
Mr. Wilmar.
8 po, sir.
yes, exactly. What's 8 in Taba? That's correct. It's 8 series, the Game of Thrones. But what do they have in common? Common denominator of these two TV series.
Ulit pong TM Brian, yung questions niyo again.
What do you think, guys, are the common denominator of these two TV series?
Anyone who wishes to raise their hand? Miss Perlita.
Miss Perlita.
Miss Perlita is raising her hand.
Yes, Ma'am Perlita.
Miss Perlita. Nakamute po kayo, Miss Perlita.
May tuko na dyan, may tuko.
Aside from the tuko sound effect that we have, so what do you think is the common denominator of these two teams?
Anyone? Miss Perlita, you're raising your hand. Masasagot mo ba yung tanong ni TM Brian? Common denominator daw.
Yes?
2.
2. What do you think?
Common denominator daw ng dalawang series na to.
Well, actually, the common denominator that I'm looking for, the answer is really both of them are TV series. So these two TV series makes all of us very enticed na kinakapanabikan nila yung Tagalog, right? Nakapanabikan natin lahat na mapanood yung next part. So this leadership series of Comstofield is I would like to ask everyone that we could have the same enthusiasm in our leadership series. I believe we have 13 leadership series that is planned by the Comstofield. So let us all be enthusiastic and passionate in our leadership series, just like how we watch the TV series of Prison Break and Game of Thrones. Okay, next. So in this leadership series, 13 leadership series webinars that we have. The first one is the communication across the organization, right? It was presented by one of our leaders in our community. His name is DTM James Tarup. He is currently our Region 11 advisor that is covering 5 districts into different countries. Okay, so just a recap and to do some more reinforcement of our cognitive thinking, of kung ano pa yung naalala natin last Friday about the topic, okay? Just to set a strong foothold and i-connect natin in our tonight's topic, okay? So what do we remember from this topic of communication across the organization? When I actually watch your Facebook, and there's a lot of good questions that I heard. It's like, I feel like a fish out of the water that I would rather to keep my mouth shut and maintain my, just to maintain peace. Am I a bad communicator? Those are the questions I heard. Like bashing, is it a form of communication? And things like that. So what do you still remember in our previous webinar? Can we get a participation from our 30 million viewers?
Anyone?
Yes.
Ano ang
Naalala po natin?
naalala?
I remember a lot of things.
Sige, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. I remember that I raised up my questions, which I really hid for a long time. That was my question, Sir Brian, the one that you just read. Okay, and I learned from now on, I am going to open up myself and communicate as much as I could, and I would try my best to be an effective speaker, just like way back before 2014, when I was in Mabuhay Toastmaster as a president. Okay, I tried to hibernate for a long time. Now I'm going to be alive again. It's just because of this webinar. They woke me up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mama Remedios Vigo. And that's a good remarks, really. And nakakataba ng puso sa kapwa fellow Toastmasters. So our
You're
next
welcome.
topic
Thank you.
for tonight is interpersonal skills, okay? Our goal for tonight is to add more light in our knowledge about interpersonal skills. I know all of you at the back of this monitor has a perceived knowledge about our topic. But what are interpersonal skills? What is the importance of interpersonal skills in our community, in our home, in our workplace, and most especially in our beloved organization, Comstofield, here in Riyadh? How can we have more credibility as a leader and as a follower? And do we have enough social skills that I can continue to listen tonight? And what are the things that I can learn? Even I'm the board of directors, I'm the instructor, or even I'm a member of Comstofield. So how it can help this interpersonal skills in my life now, most especially in this unprecedented time of COVID days that we are all locked up in our home. And thank God here in Saudi Arabia, because we do have a very reliable internet connection compared to our country in the Philippines, right? So sometimes it fluctuates, but here we even have 5G actually. Here in my house, we do have 5G. So when we talk about interpersonal skills, what first comes to our mind? This is the time that we can have a human element of connection and participation. Even though I do not see you really, if you can join us and do some chat backs. I cannot see that. I think only Sir Wanichi. If we can have some more connections there, like what first comes to your mind when we talk about interpersonal skills? Yes, Ma'am Emma. Ma'am Emma Olivia Blanco.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Ma'am Emma. Magandang gabi.
Yeah. Magandang gabi po. Yes, regarding interpersonal skills, what I remember with what I've learned with my training before. Number one is active listening.
Active listening, cool, yeah.
And of course, the leadership. That's what our topic now. And we discuss regarding webinar or the sudden change of the situation now, one is flexibility.
Flexibility, thank you
Yes.
very much. All
Thank
right.
you.
Do we have any other answers in this room? Yes, in this virtual room.
Anyone, please raise their virtual hand.
Sir
Okay,
Ed.
Mr. Wilmore.
Well, no, sige, okay, Sir Relmore, yeah.
I think, sir, this is all about communication and interaction with other people.
Thank you very much, Sir Relmore. Communication and interaction, very good words, right?
Si Mr. Ed Paragison, nag-raise din ng hand kanina.
Sir Ed, yes, the virtual mic is yours.
Sir, it may be verbal or non-verbal communication.
Thank you.
Verbal, yeah, that's what I understand, sir, about interpersonal skills.
I love those words. Yeah. Okay. What else? Do we have any more answers in the room?
Pwede po akong sumagot din?
Sige po, Sir Wenichi, yes.
Interpersonal skills para po sa akin ay to make sure na meron tayong yung message natin ay getting across and natatanggap din po natin kung ano yung message na makukuha po ng kabila and also agree kung ano po yung dapat nating pag-agreehan.
All right, cool. So tonight we have learned from our participants active listening, flexibility, communication, interaction, verbal and non-verbal communications, messages that should be sent across, and those agreements. Okay, these are the good words that we like first comes to our mind when we talk about interpersonal skills. Okay, so let's see as we move on. Okay.
Sir, can I answer?
Yes, sir, Remedios. Yes, ma'am, Remedios, sorry.
Okay, going back to Ma'am Emma, let me just add something to that what she said. She just said, okay, besides of active listening, and then followed with the responsibility, which we should learn, the state of being accountable, and besides that, we should motivate or persuade our members so we can meet the goal. We will use our interpersonal skills in order to build and make the society solid.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, motivation, persuasion. Now, it really shows that you are one of the president of Toastmasters because of the words that you are using, ma'am Remedios.
Thank you.
Meron po ako, TM Brian. May babasahin po ako sa isa sa mga nag-respond, si Mrs. Olanday. Okay. Interpersonal skills pertain to collaboration and communication.
Collaboration. Wow, I love that. Collaboration and yes.
Teamwork.
Yes. Since we have Ma'am Remedios already here, can you please read the what we have on the screen?
Wait a second. In 2015, over 1.8 million students will graduate bachelor's degree. Source, National Center of Education Statistic.
Okay.
That's it.
And okay, this is actually the report that we got from NCES from America way back 2015, that over 1.8 million students will graduate, and 11.9 of this 1.8 million students will be unemployed. Now, since this is going to be in American setting, let's see how about in the Philippines, in our very own country. Can you please read again, Ma'am Remedios?
As of January 2020, 2.39 million people with no jobs. Source, Rockler, published 11:25 a.m., March 5, 2020, recently.
alam ni Ma'am Edna that when we are actually quoting about sources and statistics, we really need to get the source. So even though that Rappler has a lot of issues nowadays, and they did not renew the contract in ABS-CBN, still they are one of the good sources that we have. Okay, so as of January, it says that 2.39 million people with no jobs. Okay, and that is actually 5.3% of the total employed. So napakalaki ng maraming walang trabaho sa
Walang trabaho.
So here, like we are still blessed here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, because we have job, right?
Yes.
We can
Yes.
eat sometimes more than three times in a day. So that's really a good thing, right? So, okay, I believe that it's still a fact that even that we have a high unemployment rate in the Philippines. That is why we are holding Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we are still blessed for all of these opportunities that we have. Now, there was a survey that was conducted by Workforce Solutions Group. Okay, Workforce Solutions Group, that it was revealed that 60% of all the employers says that applicants are not demonstrating the sufficient communication and interpersonal skills to be considered for the jobs. Apparently, while all these universities are so indulged in molding their critical thinking, okay, problem-solving skills, they neglect the part of the soft skills part of all the students to interact with their bosses, clients, and each other. Now, I have noticed that as well here in Riyadh. My first club is actually not Mabuhay Toastmasters Club. It's actually PRTC, Pictorial Toastmasters Club. Then from there, I started, then I branched out, become a dual member of Mabuhay Toastmasters Club. Then as I'm getting involved with this community of Toastmasters, of all public speakers, I got the opportunity to meet with other clubs like Spicer's Toastmasters Club, PSME Toastmasters Club, which are all Filipino communities that also enhancing public speaking with their own clubs like the PSME and Spicer's. Now I can see actually every one of us that sometimes if you are an engineer, you are really good technically, am I right? Like with the numbers, statistics, measurements are good. But in terms of the soft skills part, sometimes they are really struggling. Am I correct? Tama po ba ako?
Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so very noticeable, prevalent with all the people who are really good in mathematical thinking. Sometimes it can be an excuse, but because basically we don't really give a full recognition for the soft skills part. And I'm really thanking God that I was brought up in a good education, private, and I also had a training in a government, in a public school. So I tasted both of the roles of being in a public school and a private school. But the private school has given me a lot of enthusiasm in English. And I told myself that I wanted to go to America, so that's why I wanted to speak really good English. So that's a part of it. Now, all of us are actually having a problem with our soft skills. Now, allow me to share one of the personal experience I have. Before going overseas here in Saudi Arabia, I have worked in the Philippines in a business processing outsourcing, a BPO, known as the call center in the Philippines. So I have been with the different top 10 companies in the Philippines, known as first the Ambergris Solution, which is the TELUS now. TELUS is like a Canadian company, telco company, because they have the greater share, so they call it now TELUS. I have been with Teltech Convergys. And during my time in this BPO, of course, definitely I enhanced my communication skills with all of them. And we are very diverse in this community, in this company. We have different accountants, nurses, engineers, we all have that. Then one time, during my stay there was an opening for internal position known as a workforce analyst. Workforce analyst is very technical. They do forecasting. It's really all the numbers. So the demographic of the educational background of all the applicants internally in our company are BS Math, accountant, engineer, statistician. So all of these people are totally fit for the job. And there's no doubt that they can be a really good workforce analyst. And I'm a commerce graduate from PUP Santa Mesa, Polytechnic University of the Philippines. So if you're from PUP there, yes, mabuhay tayo. If you're from PUP, good. I can say that I can be the least candidate for this position. So I don't give my hopes really, up because there's a lot of good competitors. We have a written examinations before going to the interview. So later on, they have also interviewed me. So on this position, they will only be accepting three people that will be on this workforce analyst job. The first guy will get the job immediately. He will have the salary, and all the tasks. While the two guys will have an interim, so they will be under observation. If they make it, then they can be workforce. If not, then they will hire again. Okay. I would like to ask everyone, what do you think? Did I pass it, or am I on the first, or am I in the two slot? Can
You
I
are
have
in the first.
opinion from the group?
You are on the first.
I'm in the first. Really, Mami Mejas?
Yes. Yes, I believe you. You
Thank
want
for the
to
trust.
you want me to tell you my idea why?
Yes, please.
Because it happens to me.
Wow.
Good speakers are good business people. They can sell themselves really good.
Definitely.
And once, especially number one, when you enter the the interview room, they could see that you are really confident and you really know your job by the way you look and the
Yes.
way you speak. Terrific. Yeah, they will accept you with a high salary.
Thank you very much.
Start alatul.
Start a little. Yes, definitely. Ma'am Rebechos, thank you for the trust. Yes, I got the first position. I didn't go to the interim. The two interims are industrial engineers and the other one is BS Math. So, right, they're really good. No, wala akong masasabi. They're really good. But I really outsmart them with my soft skills, with my communication. So I thank God for that. Then it made me realize that all this hard work that I have gone through when I was in college, in high school, in the academe, ensuring that I'm gonna speak well, it's really paying off later on. So for all these people, okay, I'm sure that you can still be a really good communicator. So that is my personal story. So on how it gives me really an edge to, with these interpersonal skills, with these communications. Now, earlier, I asked everyone what comes to your mind when it comes to interpersonal skills, and I got a really good response, good answers, words that is really music to my ears when we speak about interpersonal skills, okay? Now, can I ask any one of you guys, can you introduce, just one or two? Can you please have someone that will introduce himself? Yeah, Ma'am Emma, yes. Ma'am Emma Olivia Blanco. Can you
I'm
introduce
sorry,
yourself?
sir. I just mistakenly raised my hand. It's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay.
Go
What's the
ahead.
question, sir?
Introduce yourself.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. I'm Mrs. Emma Olivia Banyaga Blanco, currently the secretary of Comsofil. And I'm a nurse
Tell
by
us something about
profession.
yourself.
Sir?
Can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a nurse by profession, and my hobby is planting. That's why I really love flowers. That's why I love Mommy Rams, because she has the same hobby. Okay, I'm so glad that I'm a part of Comes to Fail, and I'm very thankful that I was given the opportunity to teach healthcare 2. Last year I have teach healthcare 1, and I'm so glad that we have some great leaders like Sir Wanichi, who's always leading us, and the other BOTs. And of course, all the other members of the board. I'm so glad and so grateful unto the Lord that I have met them. Truly, they are great leaders and inspiring. And I don't know if I'm the youngest or Sir Raymond in the board of directors, but it is an honor to be part of the Comsofil BOD. And really, I am learning a lot with our leaders, especially our TM, Ma'am Remedja, Sir Hans, and Sir Aaron. And that's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mama Emma. So can we have one more that, yes, I think we have one who raised his hand or her hand.
Anyone who wish to speak, please raise your hand.
So we can have a lively interaction here.
Yes.
Anyone who would like to, introduce or...
Siguro magtatawag na lang ako.
Sure.
Yes,
Mr. Ed Paragison.
Yes, Sir Ed.
Where is Sir Ed?
You make me laugh, sir. Hi, good evening, everyone. My good name is Edgardo T. Paragison Jr. I was previously one of the board of directors in Comsopil way back 2015. And I'm 40 years of age, married with 3 lovely ladies with me, 3 lovely kids. Hail from Malabon and now in Saudi Arabia for more than 13 years. That's all I can say for now. Thank you. I was surprised by that, but that's it.
Thank you very much, Sir Ed, and also Ma'am Emma for your lovely introduction. Okay, so let us move on. Okay, now interpersonal skills. So what does it really mean of the interpersonal skills? So it's are the social skills people use to interact with others. They include the ability to communicate, to build, and to nurture relationship with others. Okay, we actually have a poll that's ready for all of you guys. And I know that our Zoom master, Toastmaster Wanichi, prepared for it. So, Sir Wanichi, can you please send it to all of our attendees? Okay, the question there is, what is the level of our interpersonal skills from level 1 to 5? 5 is the highest. What do you think? Like an honest evaluation of our interpersonal skills. Okay, let's see. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for all of your honesty, guys. So I can see here that we got out of 31. So we are waiting for some. I think we have 31 million attendees. So we are waiting for the others to submit their votes, guys. So this is something good, right? In Zoom, you get the percentage so easily.
So submit your vote, guys.
Yes.
Look at your screen and submit your vote.
We have already 18 answers, so we still need out of 31. We have 90 now. Okay, 20. Okay, I think we can stop in here. Let me see.
Okay, I will end now the poll.
Yes. Now the results that we have is for 2, level 2, 5 is the highest, guys, okay? Level 2, we got 10%. So 10 of our attendees answered. Level 2 is their interpersonal skills, while some of the attendees says that 3. So that's we have 55%. And some rated themselves 4. So that's we have 30%. And some rated themselves by 5. So that's 5%. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Wanichi. So we can see that there are really still something to improve on, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we believe in that, right? So that's why we are all here in our webinar, which is for interpersonal skills, because we know that even we are young or young at heart, right? There still need something to improve on. Do we agree on that?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Yes, we do.
Amen. Now, it says here, so sabi ng ating grandfather, or yeah, one of the US president, he said that the most important single ingredient in the formula of success is knowing how to get along with people, by Theodore Roosevelt. So he's one of the US president. Naniniwala po ba tayo dito?
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to share some thoughts, Mga Remedios?
Okay, in the walks of life, whether right or left, we should know where to go. And how would you know that if you don't know the people around you? It would be easier, to make your business, whether any kind of business, if you know people. If you know people, you know when to start, right? And if you know them and they know you, they will understand you, whatever you do. Whether you're wrong or right, they will understand you and they will not leave you if you know you. So you have, life is a business. We should let ourselves be known to everyone so we could help them, okay, and they could help you, okay. It's just like a wheels. Nobody's up, nobody's down. Everybody goes and everybody things turn around in the world, and we should know everyone, give ourselves to everybody so you can have them all too.
That is correct, right? Thank you very much. Very well said, Ma'am Remedios. So all of us in this room, in this virtual room, have different culture, right? We have our different religions, different families, communities, etc. But one common denominator we have is that we cannot live alone. Cliche it may sound, but no one is an island. We need to get along with people around us. Interpersonal skills can be also known as the social skills or the people skills. Okay, we need to have a meet or crossroad. Even you are a Tagalog or you are Bisaya. My mom is a Bisaya. My father is from Palawan. My mom is from Bohol. So there will always be, have a crossroad for all of us. We need to meet halfway. Even you are an engineer and he is a driver, right? We need to come into an agreement. Even he is a board of trustees of Conseville and I am the member. Because at the end of the day, we need each other. We are a Filipino and all of us should be united and not divided. Okay? Strong interpersonal skills will help all of us through life, but they are especially important when it comes to networking, interviewing like job, and working with others. For better or for worse, your interpersonal skills are on display when you meet someone and determine that's going to be really important. What will be my first impression of you, right? Now, interpersonal skills, this is our topic for today, but there's one more thing that sometimes can be very confusing, okay? When we talk about intrapersonal skills, what comes to our mind? Can we have a participation in the virtual room? When we speak about intrapersonal skills, what do you think it is?
Anyone who wish to speak, please raise your virtual hands.
Yes. So lovely. We are live on the Facebook. I'm looking at here. So, what do you think is the intrapersonal skills? Fellow Comsaphilians?
You will have a relationship. It's a relationship.
It's a relationship, yes. What else? Anyone? Any? Wellmar. Yes. Wellmar, Jane.
Entra.
Enter and intra. When we speak about enter, it should be outside or external, and intra, it's internal.
Internal.
Yes, you have to go into his life.
Any more? Raymond, yes, please.
Where's Raymond?
Good evening po to everyone, especially to our guest speaker.
Hi,
and
Raymond.
to Sir Wanichi and to our board of director.
Good evening.
Also, Ma'am Remedios po. For me,
Good evening.
intrapersonal skills are internal skills, perceptions, and attitudes that occur within a person's own mind. Skills that allowed individuals and interpersonal strategy in order to gain positive outcomes.
Okay.
That's it po. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raymond. Okay. Do we? I believe we still have another Ma'am Perlita. Yes. You want to share something, Ma'am Perlita?
Ang Perlitan, paki-unmute po kayo.
Sorry. Good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Nawala tuloy. Mutual understanding or communication that it's nawala yung una kong sinabi. Diba?
It's
A
okay,
mutual
Perlita.
empathy. Yeah. That it's a mutual relationship or communicating to others. It's like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am
Give
Perlita.
and take.
You have a very nice lesson.
Tatawagan ko po susunod si Mr. Antonio Galleta.
Mr. Antonio,
I like that.
Mr. Antonio, please speak up. Eckhart.
I think he's busy. All right, no problem, sir. Sir Winchu, we can move on. So
Yes, sir. Can I add?
Sure,
Wala
Ma'am
daw
Emma,
siyang-
yes, please.
Yeah, intrapersonal skills. For me, it's there's one word for this one. It's a self-discipline or self-awareness. Learning how to control yourself and the ability how you will overcome distractions like that.
That is good. Very well said, Ma'am Emma.
If you will
Thank
allow
you,
me po,
sir.
Sure.
kasi wala daw microphone si Mr. Antonio Galleta, so babasahin ko yung kanyang message sa Q&A. Examples of intrapersonal skills include attributes such as planfulness, self-discipline, delay of gratification, the ability to deal with and overcome distractions, and the ability to adjust one's strategy or approach as needed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, that is, tama po yung mga sinabi niyo lahat. So interpersonal skills are kind of like conversation that takes place within our own self, okay? If communication is, like talking to someone or to other people, intrapersonal skills is talking within our own self. So all about self-awareness, controlling your own internal attitudes and inner processes. So example of it are being self-disciplined, delay of gratification, and ability to deal with overcome distractions. Okay? When we say to ourselves that, yes, I can make it. Yung sinasabi natin sa sarili natin, yan yung intrapersonal skills. Kinakausap natin sarili natin. We are having this self-discipline dahil meron tayong goal na gustong ma-achieve. These are the intrapersonal skills. Okay? So now we have set the meaning between the interpersonal skills and intrapersonal skills para hindi tayo ma-confuse, okay? Now, let's move on. Okay. So definitely, ano bang importansya ng interpersonal skills sa ating mga nagtatrabaho, right? I believe all of us here in these virtual rooms are working here in Saudi Arabia. And I think that's one of the reasons why we are here, because we are all working. But how can it contribute in our personal life, in our home, in our community, like such as Comsaville? So we have 3 importance of interpersonal skills that I would like to share to all of you. I believe there's a lot of things there over the internet, in the social media, that will tackle about interpersonal skills. But I believe for me, this is going to be the 3 things only that I would like to share to you guys. First is people skills is more important than ever, especially now. Second is individuals are more willing to work with people they like. Definitely, if you have good interpersonal skills, you would love to work with these people. And third is hard skills are increasingly being performed by machines. So may kalaban na tayong mga AI and mga machines. So they can let go all of us, right? So anong panlaban na lang natin? I think it's going to be our connections and our soft skills, our communications. So let's dig more about this first importance, which is people skills, social skills, soft skills is more important than ever, especially these COVID days. What makes us what will make us apart, with other employees? Bakit kailangan tayo i-keep ng ating mga employer? Okay. Sabi ni Frederick Collins, okay, there are two types of people: those who come into a room and say, "Well, here I am," and those who come in and say, "Ah, there you are." Na-experience ba natin yan minsan sa ating meeting sa Comsofil? Na may mga tao na, nandito na ako. But merong mga tao na sasabihin, uy, nandito na siya. Nandito na si Ma'am Remedios, di ba, right? Na-experience po ba natin itong ganitong kasabihan ni Mr. Frederick Collins?
Yes po.
Yeah. Sir Wanishi, I think you have
Every
something
time.
for all of us. Sir Wanishi, would you like to share something?
Tawag mo pala ako. Sorry, hindi ko po narinig. Yes po, I believe na na-experience ko po ito, na may mga ibang tao na, especially because I'm always, almost every day in a meeting. And then, lagi ko na-experience na, here I am, at yung iba naman, andyan ka na, ikaw na bahala.
Sir Wanishi. So now, in our days, okay, in these unprecedented times that we are in right now, customer service always played a very, very big part in every business and in every industry. But now more than ever, we need a great satisfactions to all of our clients, to our customers, because it's actually tied up already. So imagine a business, a service-oriented business. If they have a very poor customer service skills or customer service sa mga kliyente niya, definitely maapektuhan yung negosyo nila. So they will go to other competitors, especially now, marami ng competitors. One thing that I would like to share to you about this people skills that I have right now is that, like a couple of days ago, Sir Wanichi called me and he asked me, like, are you familiar with Comsofil? Yeah. Then later on, in our discussion over the phone, I told him that I was once a student here in Comsofil for two subjects. I think it's video editing and Photoshop. Normally, every Friday, my Friday is always dedicated to go to the church. I'm going to the church to CCF, Christ Commission Fellowship here in Riyadh. So I have no time to any other activities. So when our church grew bigger, they opened another church activity slot, which is a Thursday night, which gives me an opportunity to open my Friday to some more productive activities, like enriching myself, like this in video editing, in this Photoshop. So I enrolled in Comsofil. I started with video editing because I have a good computer, like it's a Mac. So I said I want to take full advantage of this computer. So I enrolled with the video editing, and it's a good thing. I learned a thing or two from the instructor, and they're really so nice. So if their customer service and communication and their interpersonal skills are not that really great, I don't think that I will enroll again in Comsofil for the second time around, which is for the basic Photoshop, right? So ngayon, napaka-importante talaga ng relationship, right? Because kung hindi nila pangangalagaan yun, definitely I will not go back to Comsofil. So again, thank you to Comsofil for all those learnings that I got from you guys, from this very wonderful organization of Comsofil. Do you have any other experience that you would like to share with regards to customer service experience with other organization apart from Comsofil? Meron po ba tayong gustong i-share? Anyone from the group?
Anyone? Sino pong gusto mag-raise ng hands?
Yes. Do you have any good experience in your customer service in the in any organization or in any businesses that you would like to share to all of us? Yes,
Anyone?
Ma'am Emma.
Again, okay, sir. So regarding customer service, I will talk about quality. So in the quality department, we are always looking. One of the KPIs, one of the most important key performance indicator of a successful company is patient complaint.
Yes.
That's why the customer service is very important. Especially the frontliners, the cashiers, the receptionists, they must be very well trained because patient complaint or clients complaint is one of the most important key KPI in the quality. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mom Emma. So that's, those are the things that we experience. All of us, I know that we have experienced good customer service skills, good customer service experiences from different establishments here in Riyadh. Naalala ko, if you are still familiar with this restaurant, Capitana Restaurant, I totally love all the people there. I can just go there. I'm just gonna call them. Sabihin ko, I'm gonna have my dinner sa restaurant nila. And ipe-prepare na nila talaga definitely yung food before pa talaga ako mag-arrive. Kasi syempre pag nandun ako, lulutuin pa nila. It takes like 10 to 15 minutes. So gutom na ako. So bago pa ako pumunta doon, as in tumatawag na talaga ako sa kanila and they're preparing it. So pagdating ko doon, minsan nga napatagal pa yung mga stopover ko. Tumatawag na sila, "Sir, ready na po yung yung food nyo." So di ba, saya sarap ng feeling that they do have a really good customer service. They do have a good relationship with me as one of their diners, as one of their customers ng restaurant nila. Yeah, unfortunately, it's already closed. So, yeah. So, I'm looking for other restaurants that can give me a really good, priority and importance pa. Yung ibang restaurant kasi is, I don't know. Okay, so let's move on to our topic. The second one is individuals are more willing to work with people they like. Is that true? Naniniwala po
Yes.
tayo doon? Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yes. In this organization that we are now, matindi na ang labanan, right? Like, pababaan na ng presyo. Yung quality rin, syempre, they make sure na they are best of quality, right? So, if ang natitirang element na lang ng business organization nila to keep the customers will be their interpersonal skills, their communication. And if you like these people, then definitely you're going to stay with them. Is that true? Tama po ba?
Of course.
Yes. One of the opportunity, that I got to experience in this COVID-19 day is that to have a group of productive talks online by different people, simultaneously here, Philippines, and in Riyadh, and even in Africa. I had a meeting with one of this group. We call this live group sessions that tackles about important aspects of life. People from the Saudi Arabia are present there, from the Philippines, and sometimes in UAE or Dubai, they are also there. So one of the participants shared his work experience that he had this very difficult boss. He is working in one of the biggest financial company in the Philippines, and where he almost passed his resignation. He wanted really to quit. This is it. Ganun na talaga. So he didn't resign, but most of his colleagues did. So in effect, to the business turnover is additional cost because they would need to hire people, they would need to train people, and compensate the loss of the shortage manpower. So it's an additional cost for every company. So you see, when the manager or the leader, or even in the community organizations we have, if our leaders here in Comseville have poor interpersonal skills or social skills with all of us, it would advertently affect the business or the organization. Tama po ba yun, Sir Wanichi?
Tama po.
Yes.
Correct po kayo dyan.
Yes.
And also, naalala ko, yung sinabi nga ni Sir Wanichid, are you familiar with ComSfil? Gusto ko sana sabihin sa kanya, yes, sir, I know your organization. You guys are a very controversial organization. Gusto ko sana sabihin sa kanya yun. Kasi, sabi ko, of course, we have some common friends here in Toastmaster, and I'm seeing their posts, sometimes I even send a personal message. I said, hey, maybe you can, be more discreet with all of these messages that you are throwing to ComSfil, because somehow they're really good, But I know for a fact that this is the organization. It's not about them or one or two people, but the ComSfil is still standing up to this very day because you guys have a good leaders. You guys have a good organization that makes up the whole board of trustees, board of
Thank
leaders.
you.
That's why you are still here, and I believe you guys are fully decorated and awarded even by the Malacanang. So, sabi ko, I see, maybe I go, there are something wrong, but not entirely the whole organization. So I said, the leader itself, they do have a good social skills because I was able to enroll with 2 of their educational programs. So I still believe it ComSfil can bring good and great things to the Filipino community here in Riyadh. So keep it up, ComSfil, and we are always at your back, the Toastmasters community, if you need some help from all of us.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Now, moving on, let's see. This is the organization of Mabuhay Toastmasters. Ma'am Remedios, this is our club right now. So sincere.
Wow.
Here, we are young bloods now. Really young, yes.
You mean I'm old?
But we are, we are really young actually.
Wow.
These are the people. We have a year-end gathering and all of these things. Yes, let's see. We also have a new members orientation for all of the new members. We do an educational program, and we are really diverse. I believe during those times that Mama Remedios was in the club, we are just all Filipinos. All good. Now we do have 8 nationalities already.
Wow.
Saudi, Sri Lanka, and India.
Before it's all Filipino.
Yes, but
yes.
For now, we have decided to open up. Actually, not on my time. The time of Jeff Sagala, if you're still familiar with him, they already opened it up to different nationalities because the only way for our survival of Mabuhay Toastmasters Club is to open it up to other nationalities. So yeah, you can see a lot of different nationalities already here. And we even make sure that all of us are going to celebrate, even if it's small things, winnings that we have with the club, with the area. So this is our organization, and we all came from different industries. We have flight attendant from Saudi Airlines. We have people working from the embassy.
Nice.
And different construction, engineering. We also have nurses. Mom
Emma
from PICPA still with us and still fully supporting. This is their training room in PICPA training. So we love them because they provide us a really good venue and very affordable. Because before we are still conducting the meeting at Elite International School and they're so expensive, right? 200 like for 2 hours. After that 2 hours, we have to pack up everything. If not, we're gonna pay overtime. So I said, no, let's move on. And Ma'am Edna and the PICPA and the PRTC, they provide us this really good, affordable venue for all of us. And this is the second importance that we have. And we have a saying from Mr. Russell H. Ewing. Can I have someone from the group to read our quote? Can you have someone?
Anyone? Sinong interesado na magbasa?
Come on. Call, sir.
Okay. Gusto kong tawagin from New Zealand.
Wow, from the New Zealand. Oh my gosh. Ma'am Jobet Lopez, are you still up and about?
Miss Jovette.
Hi.
Hi, Ma'am Jovet Lopez, DTM Jovet. Yes. Can you please read our quote?
Okay. A boss creates fear, a leader confidence, a boss fixes blame, a leader corrects mistakes. A boss knows all, a leader asks questions. A boss makes work drudgery, a leader makes it interesting. A boss is interested in himself or herself, but a leader is interested in the group. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. And I
Thank
think
you.
good evening or a very good morning to in New Zealand, one of our Kiwi leaders. DTM Jovet is one of my very good mentor in Toastmaster. And she's the one who opened the door of opportunities with me. Siya
Wow.
actually yung, how can I say that? She's the one who sold me to all of these leadership people. Kaya nakilala nila ako way back 2017. I started my journey 2016. 2017, she told me that I see something in you, but I don't know what it is. Medyo ganun-ganun pa yan si Ma'am Jovet sa akin. And yes, I think I did not fail her because now I'm already the area director. So
Wow.
a lot of things happened already since she left. So this is the quote that really captured my heart. If our leaders in Comsapil has a really good social skills, or all of us in different industries that we are in right now, or even our boss, if our boss creates fear, a leader in confidence, a boss fixes blame, a leader corrects mistakes, a boss knows all, a leader asks questions, a boss makes work drudgery, a leader makes it interesting, a boss is interested in himself or herself, a leader is interested in the group. So these are the things that we can see that your boss really has a high level of interpersonal skills. Now let's move on. The third important is hard skills are increasingly being performed by machine. Do we agree on that?
Yes.
In this
Yeah.
days, in these days that we have, kalaban na natin yung mga machines na yan. So,
Mhm.
wala natin magagawa. So, for all of us, for survival, not to be exited, anytime soon or let go by our own respective companies, we should have a really good interpersonal skill or soft skill. There is a little doubt as to the value of the soft skill in the business, but it may still seem like a stretch to say the important interpersonal communication skills are more important than intelligence. If you're going to consider the automations that we have right now and the social skills that we have right now, mas malaki pa rin yung weight and the gravity of the social skills. But one area where the automation is unlikely to overtake is the humanity. Right? The machines cannot connect to the other machines or to the fellow people, but only us, humanity.
Yes.
Tayo lang makakapag-provide ng kindness, ng goodness, with a good character. And that was sets apart with all of these machines in our workplace. So kailangan pa rin talaga tayo ng industry. Yun nga lang, the question is, how high is your interpersonal skills, right? So they can keep you. Now, so much for all of the importance of interpersonal skills that we have. Now let's move on to, there's one quote here that says, machines and automation are the Voldemort of the humanity, but it is lacking of human connections, which is the key to personal and career success. Definitely, if you can connect with fellow humans, with your bosses, which the machines cannot do, definitely it will be pave the way for your success in your respective careers. Now, there are a lot of interpersonal skills that we can talk about, and they gave me a lot of lists, and I'm really hoping that I can still make it on time. Toastmaster Wanichi, how many more minutes I do have?
You still have around 40 minutes po.
40 minutes. Okay, got it. All right. Yeah, because as a Toastmaster, I want to mention here that we're so critical with the time. So if you guys are wanted to get something to eat, yeah, please do. Yeah, I think you're all in your respective houses safe, so you can grab your coffee or your tea or any food to eat while we are doing some learnings here over our webinar. So verbal communications, hearing, and versus active listening. We can just say hearing and listening, but the good curriculum that was given to me by Toastmaster Hans is there's a descriptive word for listening, which is actively listening. Now, on this part, I would like to ask a participation from our wonderful group of Comsafil. Can we have a volunteer? What is the difference between hearing and active listening?
Anyone? Sino kaya ang gusto mag-participate?
Yes. What's the difference of hearing and active listening?
Gusto kong tawagin yung taga-Pilipinas.
Well,
Okay.
yes. Go.
Ang dating board of director noong 2001.
Wow. Come on, Philippines.
Mr. Nestor.
For Nestor.
Can you unmute yourself, Mr. Nestor? Pwede po ba kayo magsalita, Mr. Nestor?
Yes.
Ako, medyo mahina ang... Mr. Nestor, pasensya na po kayo, Mr. Nestor, pero medyo mahina yung inyong ang inyong internet, kaya medyo robotic ang aming naririnig. So if you can type your answer dyan sa Q&A, that would be better, please, if you don't mind, Mr. Nestor.
I think
Mr. Nestor po.
mahina ang connection.
Apo, may nang inyong connection. So paki-type na lang po ang inyong sagot po sa Q&A. Okay, Madam Perlita, habang inaantay po natin si Mr. Nestor from the Philippines. Si Mr. Nestor po ay dating board of directors.
Mabagal talaga.
So Miss Perlita, if you you're raising your hand.
Medyo
Yes, sir. Good evening. Hearing is a sound. Yun yung pagkakaintindi ko. Is a sound na narinig mo lang. Active listening is yung naintindihan mo at sinapuso mo yung pinakikinggan mo. That's all.
Wow, I love that word, naisapuso. I love that. Thank you very much, Sir Nestor and Ma'am Perlita, for your participation. Okay, so the hearing versus listening. Okay. I have some photos here. Can we ask in the chat group, okay? When we hear the sound of an airplane, like what do you think? Is it proper to say hearing? We heard it, or we listen to the sound of the airplane? What do you think is the most appropriate word? Is it hearing or listening? When we hear the sound, you know, something. Does it fall to hearing or listening?
You can type your answers sa ating Q&A.
Sure screen. What's this? Okay, wait.
Si Mr. Ed sabi I hear.
Hearing. Okay, thank you, Sir Ed. Now let's go on to our second photo. When I was in high school, I don't know what you call this because we don't have a lawnmower. But when I was in college, it's the only time that I got to know the name of this thing. So it's a lawnmower. The sound of a lawnmower. Do you think it should be listening or hearing?
Okay, anyone? Please type your answer sa ating Q&A.
For the second photo.
Si Miss... Sino? Okay. Anyone po?
We exercise hearing or listening for the lawnmower, for sounds.
Si Mr. Gerardo Dagondon, hearing daw po.
Hearing, yes. Yeah, now I know why I do not know lawnmower kasi siguro itak lang yung ginagamit namin or, gutter or something. So,
Even
we don't
si
have lawnmower.
Evan ay hearing, si Mr. Ed ay hearing them.
Hearing, okay. Our third photo will be, okay, the sounds of rattling pots and pans. For the rattling of pots and pans, what do you think we're going to use? Is it hearing or listening?
Anyone? Si Antonio Gayeta is hearing. Jocelyn Abag, hearing daw.
Hearing. Thank you very much, Jocelyn. Now, for our next photo. Okay, for our next photo, it's something like when you listen to your friend. When like he or she is venting out to you, what do you think is the proper term that we're going to use? Hearing or listening?
Anyone? Mr. Gerardo Dagondon, sabi niya ay listening.
Listening.
Si Jocelyn Abag ay listening. Edgar Paragison, listening. Antonio Guetta, listening. Evan Subala, listening. Anonymous attendee, listening.
Wow, thank you very much. Okay, yes. So listening po yan, tama. I think this is one of the reasons why Toastmaster Hands endorsed my name to be in the interpersonal skills because I'm always listening to Toastmaster Hands whenever he has a problem or he wanted to vent out. Nagiging sponge po ako ni Mr. Toastmaster Hands Winter as a friend. Next photo is, all right, on this next photo is we have listening to the boss giving instruction. Do you think we can use here or we should use listen?
Anyone?
Which one do you think is appropriate? Listening to the boss or hearing to the boss instructions?
Sabi ni Kay Marie is listening. Sabi ni manager ko, Mrs. Elsa Olanda is listening. Welmar, sabi niya is listen, needs focus. Gerardo Dagondon, listening. Evan Subala, listen. Jocelyn Abag, listening. Ed Paragison, listen because there is an instruction.
Thank you very much. Ang galing po nila, sir. Next.
Marvin is listening.
And our last photo will be listening to the lecture. This one is in physical. And I hope everyone, even we are in virtual webinar, what do you think we should use? Should we use hearing or listening?
Listening.
Listening. Okay.
Listening.
That is
Evan, Gerardo, Ed Paragison.
okay. Now, how about if our mother is knocking at us? Should we hear or should we listen? If our mother
or wife?
knocking at us,
Both.
Mother or wife?
Sir, can you repeat your questions because the sound is not good?
If our mother is knocking at us, should we hear to our mother or should we listen to her?
None of them, sir.
Hearing.
Hearing?
Kung nagnanaging daw ang iyong mother or your
None
wife.
of them, sir.
Both.
Both. My mom,
kaya.
Guys, my mom is actually a Bisaya. She's from Bohol. So, kasabat gamay ako. Pero it's so hard to speak. So, talagang ano siya, pag nag-sermon, dire-diretso talaga yung mother ko. So, like, when I was so young, actually, she's one of my winning piece when I was in Area 22 contest in a speech evaluation. The speech that I'm going to evaluate talks about Nazi. So, we personify my mom nung mga bata pa ako. Lagi namin siyang inihahalin tulad kay Hitler. So, nagkaroon ako ng connection to that. We always call my mom Hitler. Kasi there was a cartoon na Sound of Music, if you guys still know that, Sound of Music. And, it's about Austria. They're leaving Austria because of the Nazi invasion. So, lagi namin tawag yung nanay ko as Hitler. So, nagkaroon ako ng personal connection doon. And I made the whole crowd laugh because I asked them, do you guys, I asked them, what do you think first comes to my mind when we talk about Hitler. Ask me why. Then I asked them. All of them asked me why. And I said, my mother. And they all laughed during the class. I think that's my winning piece. Kaya nanalo ako nun. Kasi my mom is so talagang dire-diretso yan. As in, sobrang, as in, mapupunada talaga yung tenga namin pag nagalit siya. So, yeah, so, nung mga time na yon is, yeah, we're trying to hear siya. Pero, later on, pumapasok na rin siya sa puso namin. I like one of the answer ni Ma'am Perlita, talagang dapat sa puso. Now, let's talk about what's the difference between hearing and active listening. Now, hearing is actually accidental, definitely, involuntary and effortless, like the airplanes, mga photos nakita natin, the lawnmowers, the pots and the pans, the rattling of the pots and the pans, definitely they're accidental, involuntarily, and effortless. So that's going to be really hearing. Now, for the other photos that I have shown to you guys, it falls on listening. That is correct. Because when you are listening to your boss, to your friend, and to someone that's talking to you, even in webinar or in physical meeting, you should listen, right? That's the difference between hearing and active listening. And one of the good things that I learned when I was attending the training, the difference between seminar, I want to see you guys. I'm going to stop some. Where's my, okay, let's stop this. Okay, I see, okay. I don't know if you can can you guys open your video? All right, I want to show you something and share to you. This is how I differentiate the hearing and the listening. Can you guys?
Sorry, sir. Gusto po bang i-open nila yung video because I have to promote them as panelists if you want them to see their video.
They can do that. Saglit lang po, saglit lang, as in.
Sige po.
If they can do that, it would be really, really lovely. If they can open their videos, I want to show you guys how I differentiate the hearing and the active listening. If you can. If not, that's okay. For those who all have their videos on or open, can you see this? Yung other part of heart? Okay. When you listen, we use this, okay? The other part of our heart. When we hear, we use the other part of the heart. But when we listen, we use the next part of our heart, which means we are using our heart when we are listening. So tama po si Ma'am Perlita. Pag we are listening, we are using our heart. But when we listen, we just use one part of our heart. But if we are listening, yung puso na po yung ginagamit natin. As in, tumiti muna siya sa puso. Tama po ba?
Yes.
Did you get it? I think that's a very simple meaning. When we listen, we use this other hand, but when we hear, we use the other part, but when we listen, we use the other part as well. That makes the whole heart. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, marami pong salamat.
Mr. Speaker, can I show you something?
Sure, please, Mama Remedios.
Look, the other part of my heart, here, on my right ear, and here on my left ear. If I really listen really well, then I listen with the heart.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mama Remedios. Okay, so there you have it from the past president of our Mabuhay Toastmasters Club. All right, so we can now proceed. Okay, I'm going to share again these slides that we have. Thank you very much for opening up your videos, guys. Now, verbal communication. We have this an activity. I don't know how can we do this. Discuss how you find out when you haven't been listening carefully. And what are some of the consequences of poor listening at home, at work, in our community organization like Comsapil. Since we don't have a breakout room, I would just like to ask everyone to, can some one of you guys to share something or personal experience that, about listening. how you find out that when you haven't been listening carefully, and the consequences of your poor listening.
I think I have a good experience with this one, sir.
Yes,
Would you
ma'am.
mind to share?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So it's related to my work and something related to the pronunciation of Arabic speaker and a Filipino listener. Okay, so I was very new at that time, a new staff, and the doctor he ordered medicine to a patient, and he asked me. He said, "Emma, can you ask the pharmacy if they have Zubrax?" Okay, so we all know that P and B of Arab people are the same. P and B, like when you call Papa, Baba, like that. Laptop for a laptop. So he asked me, "Emma, can you ask the pharmacy if they have Zubrax?" So for me as a nurse, the familiar medicine name for me in the Philippines is Zovirax. This is a medicine for something, but the patient is having other case, and the doctor is asking for a Suprax. So I heard him, he said Zubrax. I called the pharmacist. I asked him, "Doctor, do you have Zovirax?" And he answered me, "Yes," because I asked for Zovirax. So I responded to the doctor. I said, "Yes, doctor, we have in the pharmacy." And he write in the prescription, during the time still manual, and it's Arabic, so he writes Suprax. I didn't notice that one. The patient reached the pharmacy, and the pharmacist called us back. And he said, "Doctor, we don't have Suprax." And the doctor, of course, he scolded me. "I asked you, Emma, to ask the pharmacy if we have Suprax. You said yes." And I said, "Yes, doctor." I asked him, "What did you ask?" "Zovirax." "No, I asked for Zuvrax." So I don't know if Zovirax or Suprax. So this is the problem of listening sometimes,
Hearing
if
and
you are
listening.
not confirming.
Yes. Ma'am,
That's
what's
all, sir.
Suprax, by the way? What's that medicine?
Suprax is an antibiotic, sir. Okay, but for other types of diseases. And the Zovirax, we are using it for some, what's the term over that one? Herpes zoster.
Herpes zoster. Very jargon, medical jargon.
Yeah.
Nice in your school.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, Ma'am Emma, for sharing
You're
your
welcome,
experience
sir.
about hearing and listening. Do we have any more experiences from our panelists that you would like to share about about these poor listening skills? When we did not exercise these listening skills, and what are the consequences that we have experienced? Anyone from the group?
Anyone? Ako meron pero mas gusto ko yung iba.
Yeah.
Sino po dyan? I'm sure marami tayong experiences dyan ng
Yes.
poor listening skills.
Sir, you call.
Sinong gustong magtaas ng kamay?
Anyone?
Annalisa is here. Christopher is here.
Mr. Marvin.
Yeah. You got it.
Ayaw niyo magsalita, tatawagin ko na lang kayo. Marvin, Dumalaon.
Sorry, sir. What's the question? I'm sorry.
Sir Marvin, meron po ba kayong experiences na nagkaroon kayo ng a poor listening skills, and ano yung naging consequences no na hindi kayo masyado nakinig?
Yun ngayon.
Aside from now, meron pa.
Okay.
Joke lang.
Actually, wala pa naman. Wala pa naman ako na kasi normally kapag may mga meeting, I remember noong last time nung meeting ng BOD, pinag-uusapan about one subject, and nag-comment lang ako sa huli. Hindi ko pala narinig na pinag-usapan na pala nila yun na kumbaga out of question na yung aking mga tinatanong. Pero napag-usapan na pala yun at nag-agree. bandang huli na parang medyo napahiya ako kasi hindi ako nakikinig.
I think that's sometimes what we call selective listening. You know, like
Opo.
yung mga part and parcel lang yung mga nangyayari. But at least you realize that, you know, na naging, later on, I believe na hindi mo na siya pinractice. And okay, for the hearing and listening, guys, hearing is the psychological process of attending to a sound with one's environment. And that's going to be like listening. However, it's focused on concentrated approach to understanding the message a source is sending. Learning how to be an effective listener has numerous advantages. First, effective listening can help you become a better student or a better worker or a better colleague, a better board of directors or leader. Second, becoming an effective listener can help you become a more effective in your interpersonal relationship with other people. And third, effective listening can lead others to perceive you as more intelligent. Lastly, effective listening can help you become a stronger public speaker, right? Kung mapapansin natin, like if you're really listening to the people or to the speakers, we are perceiving you, like this guy must be smart, right? Yun yung mga benefits of listening, especially when we are a leader. Okay, now let's move on. For non-verbal communication, okay, what do you think is this? What do you think is this non-verbal communication ito? You think?
Anyone?
To give.
What do you think these
Anyone?
non-verbal communications? Isn't it like for body gestures and languages, right? It's one of our non-verbal communication. Yes, body gestures and languages. Next is, what is this? A microphone. I love this microphone. I don't have it, but I hope sana. Kaya bumili ako ng sarili kong video game. But you know, what do you think it represents in non-verbal communication? Anyone, guys? It represents about vocal variety or vocal dynamics. Okay.
Mhm.
For Mama Remesh, I believe she still remember that this is in speech number 4 and speech number 5 that we talk about your body speaks and
Yes.
how you say it. That's the title of our lesson for in Toastmasters. Okay. Now, I'm going to share to you some videos about vocal. Okay. Maybe a minute or two. So, ready? So, video scenario.
Yo, Dick Wall. What the fuck? What? 3 hours late. What's the deal? I was at your father's funeral. Bullshit. Look, I know you and my dad were pals. Okay, and frankly, I always thought it was, weird. Gay. Do you know what that word means? Yeah, it's dick on dick. Hey, my bag. I always thought it was a little bit weird that my dad thought you were so fucking special. But that doesn't matter now because he's in the ground, and guess what? I'm your boss. And there's gonna be some changes around here. Can't wait to hear them. Okay, first things first. Hospital bills. Larry Marinsky. Why the fuck are we paying his hospital bills? He doesn't even work here anymore. Well, he doesn't work here anymore because he had a horrible accident in our warehouse. All right? 50. Do the math. 1 loses the job. 3 loses it. Your call. I think I know who you're gonna fire. And tell him to leave his handicap parking pass when he leaves. You can't take that. It's issued by the state, Bobby. Well, you're looking at the state. The state of Bobbyville. Okay? Deal with it. That'd be a town. Bobby. United States of me. Okay, there we go. It's all here.
All right. Okay. So that is something that we can discuss about, like an activity. It's supposed to be like a group activity, but this is a webinar. So what can you say about the video that we have seen? Like, what's your comment? Ano pang komento po natin dito sa video nito? How is he a good leader? You know, is a good boss? I hope none of us are like this, or you know, some of our boss na hindi ganito. Ano pong mas? Ma'am Perlita, yes, please. What can you say about the video? Anyone? Anyone? Any comment about the video that we have seen?
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
They're good actors and actresses because by the way they look, their faces say something about what they're doing, you know? I just look at their faces and I understand. That's one thing.
How about with their vocal delivery and vocal dynamics?
Well, some I don't approve, but some, yeah.
Yes.
Not about in a score of 10, it's 5.
Yes.
That's it.
Anyone? Any more? Any people in the house that would like to give a comment about the video that we have seen?
Yes, sir. What I noticed with the manager, he's full of nonverbal actions, nonverbal communications. For every word that he speaks, it matches with the body language or sign languages and some facial grimace. That's all, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Now, vocal delivery and vocal dynamics. As a leader, okay, I hope we are not like that in Comsapil or any of our organizations that we are affiliated with here in Riyadh. Words are powerful. Do we believe on that?
Mm.
Yes. Indeed, it's really
It
words.
is.
Words are really powerful. They
Very.
convey a message and influence the audience and its perception of you. Word choice and arrangement need just as much attention as speech organization purpose. So having select a clear, accurate, and descriptive and short words that best communicate your ideas and arrange them effectively and correctly. Every word should add value, meaning to the impact of your speech. Now, even if you are really, really pissed off with your employee or with your member with Comsapil, no, I believe that member doesn't deserve that kind of treatment. Tama po ba, Sir Wanichi?
Tama po.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
they don't deserve that, right? As a leader, we really need to know how to be very tactful and not tactless. The proper choice of words
I
is
remember
very
somebody.
for all of us. When I started in Toastmaster, I am not really like that. But when we become more conscious, more sensitive with our choice of words, and as a leader, that is very imperative for all of us. I think we are all made to be a leader, right, in Comsapil. So having these right words at the right time, at the right place, it really matters for us. There's a saying that it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Minsan, ito na yung intention mo, pero ang pagkakasabi mo mali. Yeah, you're dead.
Oh, God.
So that's it. Now, next, move on to our body gestures.
Alice works at a local department store. She spends most of her day interacting with customers and coworkers. There's a lot of talking involved, but there's also another form of nonverbal communication that's being used just as often. Body language. Body language is the process of communicating through nonverbal signals. It includes things like our posture, facial expressions, gestures, and more. The meanings of these all vary from culture to culture, but we instinctively read body language and interpret it as some expression of moods, feelings, or intentions. So in Alice's case, even before she speaks, she may be communicating all kinds of things to customers. For example, if her arms are crossed and she's avoiding eye contact, customers may not find her to be very approachable. However, Alice could be in a friendly mood, even though her body language suggests otherwise. And this isn't necessarily a conscious choice that she's made. This could just be how she habitually presents herself. But if Alice is aware of these habits, she can work on improving her body language. Changing your habits can be difficult, but if you take time to pause and check in with yourself, you can start to notice them and adjust things to become a better nonverbal communicator. This awareness can also be applied to reading others' body language. Let's say Alice notices that her coworker is unusually quiet, has his body turned away from her, and is slouched over. She may pick up that he's upset, or that there's an unspoken issue at hand. Depending on Alice's relationship with him, she may want to give him some space or ask if anything's wrong. Being aware of the various aspects of body language can make all the difference in how people perceive you and how you perceive them. Be aware of how you present yourself, and you can say a lot without speaking.
Alright.
Global, creating opportunity.
In our interpersonal skills, body language plays really a big part. Naniniwala po ba tayo dito?
Yes.
Okay. So, ano po yung, as a leader, ano sa tingin niyo yung minsan mga flaws natin in terms of our body language? Ano po yung nakita niyo na something that we need to work out on, especially with the leaders or instructor of comms field?
Ako, lagi ako nakasimangot. Hindi ako nag-smile.
Totoo.
Very serious, baka stress. Anyone aside from Sir Nichi, what do you think other body gestures and that we need to work out on as a leader?
Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to share this because I think it is nice. Okay, my boss called me a teacher that works under stress. Because, it is my attitude. If I'm really stressed, if the work is really stressful, I started smiling. I'm starting to encourage everybody to go on because everybody's already down. So what I do is, because I'm a Filipino and the rest of them are Americans and the rest of them, those my colleagues are British and those stuff, and so it's too hard for me to assert myself, like commanding or telling them things. So what I'm doing is just do the body language, and it's very effective. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
I think Ma'am Emma would love to share something. It's okay. All right. Yes. So talagang yung body language sa ating mga leader, napakalaking it plays really a big part for all of us. They said your body speaks. It is important in speaking because it enhances your message and gives you more credibility, right? It also helps release your nervousness in time that you wanted to speak. If you're gonna be just standing there and you are feeling nervous, talagang mas makikita nila. So you really need to move around, right? Ma'am Remedios, pag nung nagto-Toastmaster tayo, talagang you really need to move around para ma-release yung tension natin.
Yes.
Our
Hold the
stance,
stage.
our movement, our gestures, our facial expression, and eye contact helps to communicate your message. So, isa sa mga natutunan ko sa Toastmaster na lagi sinasabi, if you're really sad with your speech, be sad. If you're happy, be happy, right? Naalala ko, sabi nga, si Herman Morenos, pag sinasabi niya, walang tulugan, hindi naman siya walang tulugan. Diba? Talagang, he's full of life when he's saying, walang tulugan. Talagang, because of that, he was so prominent with this linya, with this feel, walang tulugan, because he embodied the character, he live on it, right? He's full of life and he say, walang tulugan. So it achieved everyone's purpose, especially when we are a leader. Body language should be smooth, natural, and convey the same message that your listeners hear. So even in our meeting, in the board of directors, board of trustees, if the one that's gonna preside is very so dull and boring, I think makakatulog na lang tayo sa meeting, right? So we should really hands, our body languages, our facial expression. Let us be more warm, because at the end of the day, is that, this is a community organization, right? Sometimes wala naman tayong payment here sa mga non-profit organizations that we are in, right? These are all pro bono. It's all for charity. We work for love, for the Filipino community. So, let's try to be more lively and enjoy life here. I think I am almost done. Let me just end in the last slide, okay? But this last slide that I have is one of the things that Toastmasters are really known for, is creating a powerful impression. Okay. I think all the Toastmasters should be really working on it, and not only Toastmasters, but also all the leaders. Tama po ba? When we started with Comsafil, what do you think the first impressions that we have with Toastmaster Wanichi or with Sir Wanichi? What do you think is his first impression that struck you?
Suplado.
Suplado. He snubs. He's Sir Snob. How about kay Ma'am Remedios? What do you think is the first impression with that got into us with Ma'am Remedios?
Alive.
Very alive, full of life, right?
Yes.
How about kay Ma'am Emma?
Iba-iba po.
Iba-iba, such as?
Depende po kasi sa situation kung nasaan ako or saang lugar, ganon. Some people say I'm silent pag nasa bahay or sa mga relatives, ganyan, ng side ng husband ko. Yaw masyado. But in my own family, I'm talkative. Others says I'm strict kapag nasa work. But others says with my student, they are saying sweet and kind. So, iba-iba po.
Okay, well, si Ma'am maraming facial expressions and body gestures. I think that's the reason why that she's projecting a lot of character. So on this slide, you can see that as we progress in our career here in Saudi Arabia, or later on maybe in the future in the other countries, we will meet many people that can help us grow professionally. Having a professional, good and first impressions, it's a good thing for all of us. It's for long term. With our interviewer, with our supervisor, with our mentor, it helps us establish a very positive reputation. And just like Comsfield, they really had a good impression on me because of how they helped the Filipino community. And as I was informed by one of my friends from PSME that Comsfield was one of the most awarded, all the way from Malacanang pa yata, talagang mayroon kayong awards. So talagang wow, I said, wow, talagang napawaw talaga ako sa kanila. So this is really a good organizations to be with and to work with, right? We have a lot of things that we can talk about interpersonal skills, but I guess I'm really out of time. And let me just go on to the summary of it. Let's move on to the art of conversation. As you can see here, that there's a lot of people projecting. If we can have a good conversation, naka-smile. But if not, then definitely you can see a lot of question marks with all the people, just like on the third photo. Then we can also talk about influence and persuasion when we talk about interpersonal skills. And some of the influencers that we have as a leader, like the Pintarha, everyone loves these two ladies. And having the interpersonal skill is also projecting positivity, interacting positivity. So we also have an activity there, but it's running out of time, and negotiation. So interpersonal skill, just in a nutshell, are the social skills people use to interact with others. They include the ability to communicate, to build and to nurture relationship, communication will always be someone a sender and receiver. If you just send it and no one receive it, then definitely it is not a communication. It should be someone that you send and someone should receive it. Okay, that's a communication. Now, the different types of communication that we have is verbal communication techniques, non-verbal communication techniques, creating powerful first impressions, where we ended, the art of communication, and the relationship building skills that also encompasses the interpersonal skills are influence and persuasion, interacting positively, negotiation skills. Okay, so sabi ni Simon Sinek, okay, the goal is not to be perfect by the end. The goal is to be better today and to be better today, because no one is perfect, right? Every one of us is has a flaws. We all have our mistakes as a leader, as a husband, as a brother, as a son, as a friend. But our goal at the end of the day is just to be better. And when I asked my pastor about interpersonal skills, he told me these things that I wanted to share to all of you and to all of our listeners and to the Facebook here. Is 1 second. Sabi niya sa akin is that developing interpersonal skills is not just superficial. Hindi lang siya yung sa ibabaw. Not just learning and practicing the skills, but being a person who is genuinely interested in caring for people. There is a huge difference in developing the skills and being transformed from the inside out. So tayo, being a leader, and if you want to develop our interpersonal skills, it should be coming from within and it should be inside out. Hindi lang siya dapat superficial. Dapat manggaling talaga siya sa loob natin. At makikita yan ng bawat tao. And just for the last words, sabi sa Philippians chapter 4 verse 8 that finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent and praiseworthy, think about such things. Okay. So with all of that, I would like to ask Sir Wanichi and the group, do we have any questions na intindihan po ba natin ang interpersonal skills, though it's really press of time, na nakuha po ba natin siya? And do we have any more questions?
Sino po ang may gustong magtanong? Please do. We have time. Don't worry po. Anyone?
Okay lang po kahit anong question. Huwag lang age. All right, I believe that everyone is satisfied. So I can now, let me return now the control of this lecture to our Zoom master, or to Ma'am Remedios Picaw. Thank you very much for having me, Comsafil. And it's always good to be invited in one of the best non-profit organization we have here in Saudi Arabia. And mabuhay po ang Toastmasters, Comsafil, and all its leaders. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Mr. Hans, can you do the honor?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Brian Joshua Jimenez. That was indeed a very insightful. See, mga kababayan, if you are really living what you are lecturing, marami ka talagang paghuhugutan ng kwento, marami ka talagang paghuhugutan ng true-to-life stories. Kasi it's very easy for us to read about what interpersonal skills is. It's available. It's available on YouTube. It's available on Google. But iba pa rin kapag you yourself practices it, or kapag ang speakers natin and the people involved, like in this webinar, are living what an interpersonal skill is all about. At this point, Sir Marvin, have we prepared our certificate for our speaker?
Not yet ready, sir.
Okay po. No problem. Since makikita pa naman kami niya ni TM Brian next week, I will just give it to him. I will just give to him the printed copy. Okay, so another round of applause to our very how do you call this, passionate webinar keynote speaker.
Very fluent.
Single pa po siya sa mga dalaga dyan.
Wow.
Okay, so last week we had communication across the organization. These webinar series, today's webinar is all about interpersonal skills. And if you really want to develop yourselves in communication and interpersonal skills, mingling with other people, hindi lang mga kapwa mo Pilipino, we have a great avenue for that, and that is Toastmasters International. It so happened that in Comsofil, we also have our own Toastmasters Club. So, since nandyan na ang Toastmasters Club, Toast of Comsofil, sa Comsofil mismo, let's take this opportunity para palaguin kung ano man yung natutunan natin in communication, interpersonal skills, and our future leadership series webinars. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Brian. Maraming salamat po. At I'm also taking this opportunity to thank all our attendees all the way from the Philippines. Magandang umaga po dyan sa inyo lahat. Okay. All the way from New Zealand, DTM Jovet. DTM Jovet will be one of our speakers in the future very soon. And all the way from other parts of the GCC, meron pong galing sa Dubai. Now, I would like to ask our Zoom master, the BOT chairman, TM Honichi Ulanday, for any announcement or for...
Yes, I would like to announce also, Mr. Hans, pwede mo ikaw na lang magsabi kung ano yung mga iba't ibang leadership series webinars natin, mga topics.
Okay po sir, wait lang po.
Can look forward to it.
Yung kodigo ko.
Ang susunod po ay either parliamentary procedures or accomplishing results. Go ahead, Mr.
Ayan po, may kodigo po ako.
Sige po.
So next session po natin, that will be next week, will be the parliamentary procedures, how to conduct an official meeting, how to address the people within the organization. So that is parliamentary procedures. Then we have successful work relationship. Then we have accomplishing results. So ito po yung 5 targets natin for the month of June. Ay, July pala. July na pala. So sorry. So we are finished with the communicating across the organization. Then we are finished now with developing interpersonal skills. So next week we will have the parliamentary procedures with one of our very promising and an expert on this. And after that we will have the successful work relationship, and it will be highlighted at the last week by accomplishing results. So, magtutuloy-tuloy po ang ating webinar series hanggang, actually, naplano namin ni Sir Wonichi is parang hanggang October na ata. Abot na po siya ng October, yung ating webinar series. And I would just like to inform everybody that you will be receiving your e-certificate for this and for last week. You will have all attendees will receive their e-certificate for this week and for last week. So thank you very much po.
Okay, thank you. And para sa akin, Mr. Hans, ay gusto kong magpasalamat po sa lahat, especially po sa ating speaker, TM Brian Joshua Jimenez. Maraming salamat po sa sa inyong pag-undak na maging speaker po kayo. And sa lahat po ng ating mga members and attendees po ngayon, we are going to invite you again na every Friday po at 8 p.m. Riyadh time ay sunod-sunod po ang ating leadership series. Nabanggit po ni Mr. Hans na ang susunod po ay parliamentary procedure. Mr. Hans, hindi pa ba siya nagko-confirm, but I hope that he will confirm by tomorrow. Maximum, he will confirm yung speaker po ng
yes po.
Ng parliamentary procedure. Otherwise, pag hindi siya mag-confirm, let's go to the next one until such time na mag-confirm siya. And we hope na magtuloy-tuloy po kayo. And this is our way of saying po na here in Comsopil, we make sure na lahat po tayo ay ma-educate po natin, maging aware po tayo, not only for our technical skills, but also for our personal, interpersonal skills, and even our professional lives po. Dahil po, we believe po na improving ourselves will also improve the society. Back to you, Mr. Hans.
Thank you very much. I would like also to take this opportunity to thank my co-host, Ma'am Remy, for taking over. I was a little bit late. Nadatnan kasi ako ng sala sa barber shop. But then again, she was very willing to take over on a last call. Is our president here? Is Ramil here with us now?
Wala po.
Okay, he's not yet here. So with that, may I ask now our Vice President for Finance, Sir Marvin Dumalaon, for his closing remarks. Sir Marvin, closing remarks, please. Wala si press. Go na.
Kaya mo yan, Vice President.
I like that.
Impromptu.
Okay, sir. First of all, sir, magandang gabi po at sa ating guest speaker, si Sir TM Brian. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyong webinar ngayong gabi at nagpapasalamat din po kaming mga BOD and with the BODs na umattend po kayo sa webinar na ito at yun po at wag po kayong magsawang umattend sa mga susunod pa naming mga leadership series training and every Friday. At isa po ito sa mga project ng Comsopil. Hindi lang po para sa mga Comsopil members but for all Filipinos international. Lang po at maraming salamat po.
Yes, thank you very much. So before I would close this webinar series, okay, for tonight, I would like to remind once more all of us that it's really good to listen. It's really good to participate in webinar series. But then, what's the good of this if you're not going to put it into action? So that is the most important thing after all. So we have learned about communication across the organization. We have learned about developing interpersonal skills. Now, we don't have to finish the leadership skills, the whole leadership training for us to practice this. As early as now, as early as tomorrow, we have to practice this. Good evening and thank you very much. Shukran.
Kung gusto pong magpa-picture, if they want to open their...
Picture muna daw po tayo. Picture daw po tayo.
Buksan niyo pang yung mga camera and pa-picture po tayo.
Picture.
Please,
Picture daw po. Kunin ko muna yung aking cellphone.
Ma'am Emma, where are you?
Ready? 1.
Ma'am Jovet.
1, 2, 3. Ayan. Yung kabila naman. Kasi ano to eh. Ito naman. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Maraming salamat po. Hanggang sa susunod po until next week para sa ating parliamentary procedures. Thank you very much. And good evening po dito sa Riyadh. Good morning sa Pilipinas at sa ibang parte ng mundo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank you, Sir Bri. Thank you, TM Bri.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir
Sir
Wanichi.
Nestor, maraming salamat sa Pilipinas. Mr. Nestor.
Ay, lovely Perlita.
Ma'am Perlita.
Nice to see you again, sir.
Michael, my student, I'm so glad to see them active and tuning in.
Yes.
Sir
Bye.
Gerald,
Good night.
Ma'am Perlita.
Good night,
Bye,
everyone.
Sir Chris. Ma'am Kay, hello. Sir
Perlita, I
Aaron.
miss you.
Hi. Good
Good night
evening.
po.
Good night.
Nakikinig lang ako, nagtatrabaho
Good
pa
night,
rin.
Ma'am Remy.
Judy.
Ma'am Perlita, good night po.
Sir Ma'am
Good night,
Jovet.
Chris.
Bye.
Parang
Ma'am.
bata.
Hello
Hi, Sir
po.
Aaron.
Ma'am Elaine, Sir Raymond, thank you
Yes,
for
Ma'am. Good night
that.
po.
Night
Sir Raymond
po.
is sleeping.
Sleeping.
Sir
Kaya di ko
Marvin
po binuksan
Nakaw,
yung
Ma'am
aking
Jobet,
bibili.
salamat po, Ma'am Jobet.
Sir Antonio,
Marvin,
thank you for being with us
pahinga ka
tonight.
na.
Eckhart Gayeta, pakita mo naman yung mukha mo.
Oo nga.
Si
Thank
Mr.
you po.
Antonio
Kamusta po?
Gayeta ay former
Ma'am
board of
Perlita,
directors.
hello.
Hello po.
Sino ba, sir, yung Antonio Gayeta na yan?
Former board of directors natin. Andito pa rin siya sa
Oh,
Riyadh.
sir, patingin naman. Michael, hi.
Para makilala ka, Tony. Eckhart.
Oo nga, gusto ko siya makilala. To si Elaine, sino ba to?
Naka-record pa kasi.
Ikaw, ma'am, si Ma'am Elaine, my student.
Ay, ayaw niya yata ng naka-record. Hindi na naka-record. Ay, naka-record pa rin.
Hindi kita pa rin.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay. Good night po.
Attend ulit kayo, ha?
Hi,
Attend
Mommy
ulit.
friends. Thank you so
I
much.
love you, anak.
Bye-bye.